And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, this is our conversation segment. You know, the story of Kuwait's independence didn't come from a vacuum, but was the product of the power of the ruler and the strong will of the people. Today is a historic day for Kuwait. On this day, the state of Kuwait has entered a new stage in its history and has become a sovereign state. This was on 19th of June 1961 when the 11th ruler, Sheikh Abdullah Salim Sabah, cancelled the 23rd January 1980-99 agreement, which was signed between Kuwait and Britain, which contravenes Kuwait's sovereignty and status. We will learn more about the events of this historical period and their effects on the state of Kuwait and its people through our guest, Mohammad Alhamad, head of the social department at Shamlan bin Ali School.
It's really an honor to be here with you, especially on this special day for the whole citizen of Kuwait. And I want to congratulate our Amir, Sheikh Mohammad Alhamad al-Sabah, and the citizen of Kuwait for this beautiful day, the anniversary of the National Day of Kuwait.
Yeah, and I think, you know, this has been the 65th anniversary. It's always, you know, the numbers when they have 0 or 5 on the right side, it's always special numbers, right? Yeah. So what is the special, you know, I would say, meaning of this anniversary?
It's as I said, it's not a normal day for the whole citizen because it represents how much we love our dear country. It represents the culture of belonging and how much we want to show the whole people around us in different countries how much the Kuwaiti citizens, they love them beautiful country, because what Kuwait gave us a lot of things. Whenever we gave Kuwait, it's nothing like what Kuwait gave us. So it's a thankful, and we're proud to have this lovely dear homeland.
Yeah, and also I think we as Kuwaitis, and this is especially me talking about my generation, I think the previous generations are the ones that I know about, our families, our grandparents always, you know, installed our love for the holidays, our love for the anniversaries, our love for Independence Day, right? We would go out, we would take the flags, we would see the world, we would all join, you know, in this very special day, and it was always a special moment. So I do want to ask you, like, what is the impact of having these kind of values installed in a lot of people?
It's always as we gotta know. Each days have, or each events have something meaning. So this meaning is not just for, we want to show the whole people how Kuwait gave us a lot of things. So it's like a thanks for Kuwait. We have to listen to the national songs for Kuwait. We join the festival of the national days. We carrying the flags and we do a lot of things, especially in the school, you know. We have to give our students, especially in the primary school, that Kuwait is #1 as a priority, because you are a citizen. We have to teach them that. So this kind of, you know, anniversary or this national day, it's very important to them or for us to show them how we're grateful for Kuwait. Be a good citizen. That's the main. To show the whole people we're happy. We're waiting this day for each year to show we are very grateful for Kuwait, and whatever Kuwait gave us, we're never going to give Kuwait the same that it gave us.
It's always, you know, it's always, I would say it's alhamdulillah that we were born here on such a very beautiful land, you know, and that we had people who are installing a lot of these values to us. And I want to ask you, like, what are the manifestation of expressing joy during these national holidays?
For me, and not just for me, it's something we call a good citizen. We have to show the people, especially the people, the foreign people, when they come to join us in this festival for the national days, they see how much Kuwaiti people are related with them country. How? By respecting the laws, by representing our you know, country. The people they're representing, like, they care about you know, the laws. They're not breaking the laws. They're respecting each other. They're helping each other. They communicate with each other. It's very good. In this way, we representing that, and the whole world gonna see why this day is very important to us.
And also, you know, back when I was studying, you know, in the United States, I think the most saddest day I always had was when the festivities come during the 25th and 26th of February. Whenever they come, and I would see all the pictures, I would see all the videos, I would see my family taking the kids out, on the beach, on the ocean, celebrating, that's when homesickness, that's when longing really took its toll. So I do want to ask you is that what is the importance of installing these values of longing, of the homeland, of admiring the culture in it, especially for the future generations?
Okay. Each generation have to know these cultures is belonging. Why? Because our ancestors, they sacrificing themselves to keep Kuwait always being one of the top countries in the world. So we have to keep them, legacy. By how? By teaching the new generations, you are a Kuwaiti citizen. You are not just a normal people. So you have to be thankful from the primary school, so they grow up, they build with the cultures of belonging to loving them countries. The good citizen, as we said, this is very important. Go to show the whole world that you join in those festivals to show the world that we are loving country, loving our Kuwait. That's why it's very important to join them. To sing the lovely song about the Kuwaiti national songs, carry the flags, put the badges. Yeah, we go into those festivals. For myself, I took my sons and my family, the whole family. We go to the seaside. Where's the Festival of Kuwait? We feel proud that we are Kuwaiti. We live in this country.
Yeah, and honestly, it's such a joyful moment, right?
Yeah.
So I do want to ask you, what role do the families, parents, and especially the schools, play in installing a lot of this love for the land in the students, in the kids?
This is very important for me, as I said, especially in school. School is very important for the family. We start to doing these things, teaching the cultural belonging from the home, the families. We said the big mother for you is Kuwait.
Yeah.
So you are Kuwaiti family. The big family now is Kuwait. So you have to have your own, do your rights, do your job for Kuwait, or do your works for Kuwait. What's your duty to Kuwait? Because Kuwait gave us a lot of rights. So we have to thank God for this. Compared to other countries, we said, wow, Kuwait is #1, thanks to God. I'm proud to be a Kuwaiti. Then we have to go to school to show them, and there is some subjects, especially, the social studies. The social studies have a lot of parts that show the whole, students, there are duty students, what's the mean to be a Kuwaiti citizen? What your duties, what's your rights? This is very important, really. So when we go outside Kuwait and we stay here, even sometimes we go outside the country, in this special day, we're representing Kuwait very much. We're taking the flag and they're asking why you do this, because we love Kuwait, especially on this day, the National Day of Kuwait. We are proud.
Yeah, and talking about the National Day of Kuwait, there's a lot of historical backgrounds, connected to our roots, connected to our land. So what would you say is the importance of passing on and teaching those historical, I would say, landscapes to the future generations, to the kids of tomorrow?
The new generation, they don't know sometimes, they don't live the past. Sometimes they don't live the Iraq invasion. They just saw the pictures. Maybe they ask what these pictures means. We want to say to them, because the historical things is very important. Each country, a great country, have historical parts. Our great ancestors, they not give them life for nothing, because they want the new generation to remember each moment happened in this dear country. Yeah, from the discover the oil, from the independent, from the Iraq invasion, our history, our heroes, and why? Because the main letter that we want to send to them is how we've been together as one body, and is what we call the national unity. So historical is a very good lesson for the new generations. It's the national unity is important, things that you have to keep as one body.
Yeah.
That's it.
And also, I remember one of my fondest memories when I was growing up was when we were on Felika Island, and then there was, I'd say, a place where they had artifacts of things taken from the war, things that were left there. And I remember I was really young at the time, but I remember thinking at the time that, wow, this is such a deep and historical and very rich land. And then when you talk about the land itself, the government themselves they have a lot of museums, they have a lot of events, they have a lot of awareness campaigns. So they are doing a lot of things to bring awareness and to bring our history back from the old pages to the newer ones.
Yeah, This is a very good job for the historical people, you know. Why we keep? Because each good country have a historical part. It represents that we live in this country from, you know, long generations, and each generation, you know, give a legacy to the new generation. And this is very important. Why we have to keep those, you know, artifacts? Why we have to keep them names? Why we have to keep writing about the Kuwait history? It's very important because for the new generation, they know what their ancestor was doing.
And also, so speaking about Kuwaitis, like, what would you say is your advice to all of us, you know, during this, I would say, days of utter celebration, during these days of heritage appreciation? Like, what would you tell them?
I have, you know, especially you have to learn from the history. We was one body in the Iraq invasion, and that's the main reason why we, thanks God, we have our dear homeland country back. The sacrifice, the martyrs are very important to know them. Why they give them country? Because they believe there's nothing important like Kuwait. When we don't have Kuwait, that we don't exist anymore. So Kuwait is very important. We have to keep ourselves as one unit, the national unity, because it's the building block for any society. Be together, stick together, be a good citizen. That's the most important things, how we show the whole people that we love Kuwait so much.
And also, you know, speaking of showing our love to our country, you know, be joyful, but also be happy and exercise your, I would say, festivities in a lot of moderation, because we've seen a lot of people, you know, show their love for the country by going out and doing a lot of crazy things. Take it down a little bit, but enjoy the moment.
Yeah, enjoyment doesn't mean we have to do crazy stuff things. No, we have to show them respectable. We have to show them that we are, you know, communicate with each other by respecting the law, what the, you know, the Minister of Interior tell us about details, how we love our country, but respect the laws. This is most important than do, you know, crazy stuff, things like this in the street. That's not a good, you know, good habit for us.
Yeah, I think that's a very great message to wrap our conversation on, right? Is to exercise your love of the country, but do it within what's reasonable.
Yeah, everything you have to be under control.
Yeah. With that being said, Mohammad Alhamad, I do want to thank you for being our guest, you know, and dedicating the time out of your day for sharing a lot of insightful things, especially about our dear country on the 65th anniversary.
Really, I'm the one who have to thank you. This is a pleasure to be here in this lovely channel. I feel so great to represent anything about Kuwait.
Well, thank you again and again. So that was our appreciation to our guest, Mohammad Alhamad, head of the social department at Shamlan bin Ali School. We are going to take a break, ladies and gentlemen, but stay tuned.